Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I have always believed there are far more kinder people out there in this world that we see every day that may never reveal themselves to us. And you could be one of those really kind people. One of those really sweet people who show kindness to people who really don't expect it, but would love to see it shown to them because of how they felt about you, because they probably have a big crush on you, or they feel the same way about a talent you may have, or an interest you may have, quite like Descendants of Zombies, because I've seen so many beautiful friendships happen because of Descendants of Zombies, people forming these close-knit bonds where they've seemingly become inseparable, and that's what makes this being so fun for me, creating all these wonderful videos and having the chance to resonate with far more people than I ever imagined possible. I have felt so connected to Descendants of Zombies, and as a result of feeling so connected to Descendants of Zombies, I've become a part of the soundtrack of Descendants of Zombies. And ever since lending my voice to this very powerful soundtrack, I've been able to bring these videos to life and tell my own version of the stories of Red and Chloe, and even Mal and Evie, because they obviously held a very special place in your hearts. While many of us refuse to say goodbye to the original cast and forever have held on to this cast and always had a special place in our hearts, obviously, for them, I think as fans and as the franchise changes and continues to evolve, as much as we probably never wanted to admit to it, we have to change and move on with the times. It allows us to appreciate what Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker have done for this franchise and how much they've meant to this franchise, because when it came to telling the story of, say, Cinderella, Malia Baker did a really beautiful job. She was so excited to bring this character to life for the first time ever, and so was Kylie Cantrell. I never saw somebody so fearless, so powerful, and so dedicated to this role. Kylie Cantrell exemplified a lot of strength. Everything she was going through at a really young age. I know she wasn't really close with her mom, but even though she wasn't really close with her mom, her friendship with her dad and how close she was with her dad allowed her to become one of the greatest celebrities of all time for how she shared her story with the world. And I remember having so much confidence in Kylie Cantrell and feeling so appreciative of how Kylie Cantrell at such a young age was sharing a story with you about how she was never really close with her mom. It's only in recent years and recent times that they developed a more personal connection than what they originally had. And I remember how passionate I felt about that because she was so courageous. She never cared what anybody was going to think of her. Now, a lot of people I know have taken a lot of exception to Kylie Cantrell, but that's never been any reflection, or at least in my heart, on the person that Kylie Cantrell is. Because Kylie Cantrell is a very different person, and she's taken this franchise, or franchises, to places they never imagined possible. Because did we hear people talking about a Worlds Collide tour when Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson and even Cameron Boyce were a part of this franchise? No, we didn't. And the chances of it happening were very far and in between. Now we have more concert opportunities. We have more opportunities and times for promotion. These stars are showing up on magazine covers and tabloids. They're showing up in various articles that people have written online. And I think a lot of people have taken exception to the exposure they have received. A lot of it has to do with profound jealousy that is often never talked about. It's how somebody may feel about it because it's not happening for them. It doesn't happen for everybody. Kind of like how this YouTube channel exploded in popularity. I never imagined that I would go on to become everybody's favorite content creator when it came to uploading and creating a video about Descendants of Zombies, but it did. I know I may have haunted this or showcased this show from a house that I believe was haunted, but that's what allowed me to bring these videos to life. And somewhere, somehow, that's what put smiles on each and every one of your faces, given how much I believed in Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky, and how I really believed they should have more of an opportunity to showcase their talent, performing on stages like the Pontiac Silverdome and eventually Madison Square Garden, for how legendary of a venue it truly is. I think that when you hear them talking about their dreams, how can you not be so supportive of it? So I say let's make this happen for them. Let's give them something to believe in and hold on to more than ever before. I say this because I have believed in Kylie Cantrell and Leah Money for forever. God knows that I believed in and I've loved Ruby Rose Turner so much. And I've always wanted Ruby Rose Turner fans to subscribe here because I was just hoping. I've only ever had one hope. And that was that every Ruby Rose Turner fan would eventually subscribe here because of how much I believed in Ruby. I had so much heart for Ruby, and Ruby is she's just a beautiful person. That's the thing about Ruby. And I think that when you realize how beautiful of a person Ruby actually is, it allows you to bring your videos to life because you know you have something special to share with the world for how you felt about Ruby and how far she's come, but how much further she actually has to go. Because when she realizes her place in the world and she figures out her truest potential and what she wants to make the most out of every opportunity she's ever been presented with in her lifetime, it's really going to be a spectacle, and it's really going to be something that we are all going to be proud to be a part of. I have often thanked Ruby Rose Turner for making me the stronger person that I've always been, for always believing in myself, because I am a stronger person today, I know more than ever before because of Ruby, so I've often said thank you to Ruby. And when it came to her dreams of being Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled, I thought those dreams were so cool. And I remember when I heard Ruby saying this for the first time ever in a lot of her videos that she was uploading, particularly for TikTok at the time with the Descendants cast. I remember how supportive the Descendants cast were. People like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker were so supportive forever, and always of Ruby, working out in the gym and being Rapunzel. They were so supportive of how Ruby Rose Turner had abs when she was only 16 years old. That girl was in the gym lifting weights at such a young age. And I remember Kylie Cantrell more especially being so appreciative of how Ruby Rose Turner had six-pack abs when she was about 16 years old, and how appreciative she was of being a character like Rapunzel. And I thought that was so cool because at that moment, when I saw that video with Ruby, I knew that people like Kylie Cantrell were forever supportive of them, and they were coming through for each other every single time. Do you guys remember the Three Musketeers, where Donald Duck, Goofy, and Mickey Mouse were the Three Musketeers, and they were always there for each other? One for all and one for all? Well, pretty much one for all and one for all pretty much is the acronym that I use, or the saying catchphrase that I use to describe the friendship between Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner, because they have truly been there for each other every step of the way. They've always come through for each other, and most of all, they've really understood each other better than any cast for any successful Disney franchise of all time. Because when you compare Disney Channel franchises of this generation to generations past, did we ever see this personal and emotional connection in the cast of Hannah Montana, which we are honoring tonight? We are honoring the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana tonight, and I'm really excited about it. But even with how excited I am about it, I think about the success that Hannah Montana had because of Emily Osment and Miley Cyrus. Never before of their friendship because of the success. It was because of how they wanted to make the most of the opportunities for themselves. They were never the best of friends, so as a result of never being the best of friends, this emotional connection that we see from Descendants of Zombies is never really brought to the forefront for a show like Hannah Montana. It never was. But now 15 and a half years later, here comes the friendships of Kylie and Ruby and Malia, and they are so beautiful because it's really what life is about, making friends and truly appreciating them. So when I heard all these rumors about how Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker weren't really seeing eye to eye and they were never the best of friends because of what may have happened backstage at the Worlds Collide Tour during Like 1, I never wanted to believe it. I never wanted to give that much of a chance, and I immediately shut down those rumors, and I wanted to close the door for forever on those rumors because as far as I'm concerned, they're still the best of friends. When two girls hang out on a Friday night to watch Shrek over pizza, that's so cool. And I know that's very different for a guy to actually admit on his show, on his podcast, but I really do appreciate when two girls think so much over their friendships more than anything else in their own lives. They would sacrifice their own life just to keep that friendship intact, just to have that friendship mean so much to them. And I've often, sat back in this chair oftentimes when I couldn't fall asleep, and I had difficulty sleeping because I've had trouble sleeping for many years, probably because of some stuff that happened to me that I never expected or never thought would ever happen to me, but I've always had trouble sleeping. And the one thing that I always thought about was this beautiful friendship, especially when it came to Ruby Rose Turner, Kylie Cantrell, and Malia Baker, because there was just something about seeing the three of them together, and I just wanted to be supportive of that. And I wanted to let them know that there was nothing wrong with putting their friendship on display, taking all these wonderful selfies, and just having the chance to be a part of it, and also creating something special. I remember when the production truck would roll into British Columbia to film Descendants, The Rise of Red, because they shot most of the Descendants movies in British Columbia, and I can tell you, living here in Canada for most of my life, British Columbia is one of the most beautiful provinces, one of the biggest provinces because it's very highly populated. But the scenery is really beautiful. The water is really warm this time of year. The opportunity to shoot all these beautiful scenes and all this beautiful scenery is truly captivating. And I was hoping for one and only thing, and that was that they were going to have their minds blowed. They were going to have their minds blown and feel so honored to have the chance to shoot this beautiful movie, this beautiful franchise, with the landscape of British Columbia being so huge and so massive and incredibly beautiful, especially the nighttime sky in New Brunswick, for many of you who probably have never seen it, is really beautiful. I remember when my mom used to be teaching in British Columbia and I would go with her. And I remember how beautiful the nighttime sky was in British Columbia. And I remember how beautiful people took away their experiences from being in British Columbia. And now the Descendants of Zombies cast, when movies would be shot there, I think that Twilight was shot in British Columbia too. And I remember how wonderful of an experience that was for people like Kristen Stewart and Edward Pattinson. I can't say that I was ever a fan of Edward Pattinson's work as Batman, because there was always ever only one Batman, and that was either Val Kilmer, George Clooney, or Christian Bale, who did one of the best portrayals of Batman. There was just something about hearing Christian Bale's deep voice saying, "Show me where the trigger is," or "I'm Batman," that really brought that character to life. There's only ever been only one Batman. But I remember when they would shoot all these successful movies in British Columbia, and they would always take away a greater appreciation for it. Oh, the birds are out chirping again. That's really beautiful. There's something about this island too, not just British Columbia, but having a chance to shoot these videos with all this beautiful scenery behind me, and when the birds come out singing and chirping, it really allows you to bring these videos to life. So that's often why I've chosen this location to shoot these videos from, because when you can offer somebody so much incentive, you guys probably hear the birds chirping in the background. Thank you so much for allowing yourself to become captivated by every video that I've ever had the honor to create, because when you can offer somebody so much incentive and really allow yourself the opportunity to bring these videos to life, that's what means the world to me. When I know that some way or somehow I've been able to resonate with far more people than perhaps ever given credit for. And I had the honor of doing just that with each and every one of you, because you guys obviously saw something special in every video that I ever had the honor to create, because I believed in Kylie Cantrell, I believed in Malia Baker that much, that I would create over 500 videos on this one franchise. I've created over 565 videos on the Rise of Red franchise, and another probably 1,000 on the Descendants original trilogy over the years. Because I think that when you can bring people that much closer together through your videos on the original trilogy and the Rise of Red and even Zombies, that's what makes this so worth it. That's what makes this an incredible experience, and one that I know that will forever and always hold a very special place in my heart, because I know that I would have never been able to create so many wonderful videos for so many wonderful people who have obviously felt so inspired by the videos that I've had the honor to create. I've had the time of my life creating over 1,000 videos on Descendants' original trilogy and the Rise of Red, because it's allowed me to bring a story to life in a way that it's never really been brought to life before. And if you can offer people encouragement that something special is going to happen for their favorite franchises and its characters, that's what makes these videos so wonderful, and I've just felt so honored to be a part of those. So if I could share in something so special with you guys all over again, it would have had to have been Descendants of Zombies, because I felt so incredibly honored to have been a part of such a wonderful franchise with so many wonderful people who have obviously taken away so many inspirational moments and times in their life that they never ever forgot. I see it all the time in your dedicated Descendants of Zombies YouTube channels, when you guys have felt so incredibly supportive of your favorite characters. And the one thing that I've always wanted you guys to do is to continue to follow your passions, because when you do continue to follow your passions, beautiful things come from those. Like, you feel that there's a chance that we could see Dove Cameron or Sophia Curzon reprise their roles. While they have shut it down countless times that they will ever reprise their roles for Descendants of Zombies, I think it gives somebody somewhere out there something special to believe in. And when you can offer them encouragement about such things as their favorite characters reprising their roles to become a part of what could be a really beautiful story that we've never witnessed before, that's what makes this such a huge honor for me to have the chance to create so many wonderful videos. And I've had the chance to resonate with those people who watch these videos every night through the thumbnails that I've had the chance to create, and just having the honor and the chance to be a part of something so special. It's an honor that will go on to hold a very special place in my heart for many years to come. It's an honor that would have never happened for me if not for each and every one of you. So tonight we shift our focus to the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special. I don't know how many of you feel about that, but I was always a huge Hannah Montana fan. I was forever a supporter of Miley Cyrus, and if there was one guy out there who believed in her, it was this guy. Not many people wanted to give her much of a chance, and I remember the same people feeling the same way about Selena Gomez, so I jumped on the fan wagon, the proverbial fan wagon as it was called many years ago, and I gave them more of a chance than any content creator on YouTube ever did, and that's what's brought us to this moment, sharing our stories about Descendants of Zombies and feeling so close to these franchises perhaps more than ever before, and I've really had the time of my life, an opportunity that I will never ever forget. Having said that, thank you guys so much for having believed in Descendants of Zombies with all of your hearts, forever and always having a special place in your hearts for the characters and these stories they have proudly represented, and allowed us all the chance to be a part of something so incredible. I don't know where I'd be today if not for each and every one of you having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel that has ever been created. Thank you guys so much. If you have not subscribed here to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and forever hit that like button out of love and support for your favorite characters and their franchises respectively they've honored for forever. That's held a very special place in their hearts and unquestionably, without a doubt, all of our hearts, because it gave me the opportunity to be a part of something so special and sharing all these unforgettable experiences with so many wonderful people. Thank you so much for having watched this video, and thank you so much for having believed in Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart. It truly means more to me than words could ever say.